The Kind Hearts and Helping Hands Movement, submitted by Erica Minky, submitted to Miss Sampton. Loneliness in the old folks' home. I got this idea from my sister because she works in the Rose Villa on the breaks when she comes home from college. One day she was supposed to bring me home after her shift, but it's extended for another hour. I met a ton of different people who just wanted to tell me their stories. This one guy came up to me and told me his whole life story, like how he was born on the side of the road because they couldn't get to the doctor in time. Interesting stories about how he was a goat farmer, how he met his wife, got his license, and plenty more stories. Stories that you would never find on the internet. Stories that were so good that you could write about in movies. I believe that telling these stories to me gave them a small amount of hope and purpose. I plan on making many more feel this way, and I pray that when I'm in their place, someone will come and listen to my stories. According to the Senior Living blog, loneliness in seniors may be fatal. In 2012, a study that tracked over 6,500 elderly men and women over a 7-year period in the United Kingdom reported that the lack of social contact led to early death regardless of participants' underlying issues. The UK study is not the first of its kind, and its results indicated nothing new. When over 1,600 adults over the age of 60 in the UK were asked how often they felt lonely or excluded, 43% said often. The researchers then tracked those same adults over 6 years, during which they noted no significant change in feelings of loneliness. However, the adults who previously reported feeling lonely experienced a significant decline in their health and ability to function. Nearly 25 adults who reported feeling lonely also reported that they had trouble carrying out daily activity living. One author of the study noted that isolation is one of the main risk factors in worsening pre-existing conditions. Researchers suggested that isolation and loneliness are linked to high blood pressure, obesity, heart disease, weakened immune system, depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, Alzheimer's disease, early death, and I'm hoping that after this project, many will become less lonely on this day. My solution to the problem, my deadlines, and goals. My plan was to bring life and energy back into the old folks' home. The project will consist of me leading a few of the following to help a few people in the old folks' home: Rihanna Wood, Arlene Ross, Rhonda, and myself. These ladies will be in charge of getting their criminal records checked before or on the day of the 13th of February, to provide compassion to the people we visit and to take part in activities such as playing guards and visiting. We have limited time, so we are going to see the people who need it the most, especially Pat Dunna, Vicky Maximute, who were supporters of the Milton CGIT group. Pat hasn't seen us since she's lived in Milton, but she was a strong donator to our group, and it seemed fitting that we donated some of our time. Vicky also needed our care and support because her daughter passed away earlier this week. We plan on visiting her and giving her a sympathy card. Goals of each group member. Rihanna, in this project, she was my supporter and was my second opinion on everything. Every hard decision that I made, Rihanna was there to tell me if it was a good idea or not. Rihanna wants what's best for this project and wanted to succeed no matter what. Arlene wanted Pat Dunna and Vicky Maxime to remember that we haven't forgotten about them, and that they will always have us, and they will never be alone. Rhonda was our organizer and our ride back to Milton. She was the one to bring the cards and the matching t-shirts. What did we do at the old folks' home? What we accomplished is a tradition that CGIT will admire for years to come. That every month we will go to the old folks' home and make them feel loved. My project has opened the door for many people to come and make our earlier generations feel like they still have a purpose. What the girls have done is we have all offered something to give them. I'm making Pat a short story, Rhonda is making her a wreath to brighten her room, and Rihanna is making Vicky a painting. While leaving the Rose Villa, We all agreed that we did great that day, making them feel a lot less lonely. I can't wait to make many feel more like this. This project has inspired me to be more involved with my community. I hope that my project will inspire many new CJ team members to get out and get active in our community. How effective were we at fixing the problem? With just this one day, many people have told us to come back and told us how much help we've been. But this is only the start. I have only made a small dent in this problem, but in my opinion, that's the hardest part, putting yourself out there and making change. With this dent, I plan on making a huge chunk and hopefully visiting all the residents that I can before leaving off to college, making everyone in that building feel loved and a lot less lonely. How effective did our group work together? We worked well together. I loved hanging out with these ladies. And while talking with them, there's never a dull moment. Pat Dunna and Vicky Maximute's rooms were probably blasting with laughter. I can't say that there was any problems with them, just a small barrier between Rhonda and Arlene, but I already was aware of this before I started working with them. My team's effectiveness was amazing. They did everything I asked them to do, and they did it right the first time. I don't think that I could have worked with anyone else that would be better for my project. The only thing is that I wished more girls like them that came, and I wish that I spent more time visiting with people. What needs to change for next generations if someone were to be involved in this exact project again? I feel that the process of being able to volunteer should be a lot shorter because I spent a lot of time waiting for a text or call back from Shelly. So then I would have to text or call back first. And sometimes the instructions she would give me weren't fully clear. What my advice would be to fill the forms on the day of to make sure that they have 2 pieces of ID when they go get their criminal records checked, and to stick with it because the reward is better than all the stress.